Hello, everybody. Mike's kicking the stand. Hey, toys, how you doing? Thanks for being here, man. Anyways, yeah. So we're gonna wait a few minutes. Obviously, see if we can get some more people in here. I thank you guys already in advance for any likes and shares you that you do. Excuse me a moment. I gotta go off camera here for a quick moment. I'll be right back. Alrighty, so how's everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody's doing well. Um, so we're just gonna wait a few minutes to give people a chance to get in here. Hopefully you all are enjoying your day. Hmm. Hmm. Sorry, I don't seem too talkative, guys. I'm just um hiccup. Hey, Woody. Yeah, I've been kind of drained a little bit the last few days here, so actually did take a nap right before here, so um okay, we got three people here now. I'm gonna wait a few more minutes to see if more people show up. Hmm. 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 Let's see, we're at coming up on 4 minutes here. Maybe at the 5 minute mark, I guess I'll start going. Talking about what's on tap. Hmm. And as always, I do appreciate any and all likes and shares, and I thank you guys for doing that. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, so I had to try to take a couple of naps today to recoup my energy a little bit. Hmm. 4:50. All right. Well, with three of us here, I'm going to go ahead and talk about what's on tap for tonight. I probably will get right to it. So we got five stories tonight. Three of them from Bounding in the Comics, two from CBR, 2 comics related and 3 anime related. Among the stories that we got for tonight include let me see. There's a crossover between. Let me see. There's let's see. Marvel is introduced who the new Sorcerer Supreme is for um, after the death of Doctor Strange. The Godzilla Mighty Morphin Power Rangers crossover coming from Mighty W Publishing. Got some news on, or at least some commentary on the Netflix Cowboy Bebop, the one that got canceled. Also, we got some articles in regards to Bleach. Some trailers coming out for Bleach, My Hero Academia, and Freak Angels. Oh, without any further ado, I think I'm going to get started now. All right, so here we go. Here's the first story today. Marvel reveals Clea as new Sorcerer Supreme following the death of Doctor Strange. Article by Spencer McCulley, published earlier today. Let's see. Though the mystery of who fatally stabbed the master of the mystic arts has yet to be solved, Marvel has announced that in the wake of Doctor Strange's brutal death, his ex-wife Clea will succeed him as the 616's next official Sorcerer Supreme. The Sorcerer Supreme of the Dark Dimensions promotion to the role of her regular world counterpart was officially revealed when, on December 14th, 2 days ago, Marvel released the first cover for her upcoming Jed MacKay penned, who is with Black Cat, Marcelo Ferreira illustrated, Absolute Carnage, solo series Strange. I know Yellow Flash had talked a little bit about that too the other day. Um, Haunted by her recently returned memories, Clea longs to bring Stephen Strange back from the dead. Reads a synopsis of Clea's debut provided by the publisher. Quote, but when a mysterious group attacks the magical realm, Clea, now the sole protector of Earth against magical threats, must rise to the duties of Sorcerer Supreme. Don't miss the shocking twist, new villains, and unbelievable magical feats as Clea takes Marvel magic to places it's never gone before. Unquote. And here's the cover to Strange. Anyways, speaking with Marvel in promotion of the series, McKay explained, quote, after the apocalyptic events of the death of Doctor Strange, there's a new Sorcerer Supreme in residence at 177A Bleecker Street, and a new Doctor Strange, Clea Strange, unquote. Quote, And she's got her work cut out for her when she's not fighting off the magical gangsters of the Blasphemy Syndicate or battling undead super monsters. She's going after what's hers, the late Stephen Strange, unquote. He continued, quote, Clea is of the fault line or faulting that race of warlords and conquerors, and like her relatives Dormammu and Umar, she will not be thwarted in her desires, not even by the mysterious harvest man standing in her way, unquote. Excuse me for just one moment. I gotta just go off camera here for a quick moment. I'll be right back. And away we go. All right, I'm back. Go back to the article here. It's been really exciting to open up a new chapter in the world of Dr. Clea Strange, to get some new adventures going and some new weirdies on the table. And I can't wait for folks to come along with us, unquote. He concluded. Last seen fighting alongside the late Sorcerer Supreme in his fight against the magic powered Galactus, Clea recently reappeared to the heroes of Earth in the second issue of The Death of Strange, dropping into the armies of a past version of Doctor Strange after rushing to the Sanctorum to seek help in our fight against the miniseries' newly introduced villains, the Three Mothers. What do you make of Clea taking up the mantle of the main Marvel Universe's Sorcerer Supreme? Let us know your thoughts on social media or in the comments below. Yeah, there's not really much I can really add to that, unfortunately. I can see people lurking in there. Okay, that's good. Anyways. All right, so here's the next article where I'll head up here. Godzilla and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers crossover series announced. Article by John F. Trent, published earlier today. IDW Publishing announced a brand new crossover featuring Godzilla and the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Here's a cover to that first issue. The crossover will be a 5-issue miniseries titled Godzilla versus the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And according to IDW, is the first time the two properties have ever met. The miniseries is written by Six Gun Scribe, Colin Bunn, with art by He-Man Thundercats artist Freddie Williams II. Bunn is no stranger to Godzilla. He previously penned Godzilla Cataclysm at IDW Publishing. As for the plot details, IDW explained in a press release, quote, when Rita Repulsa uses an ancient artifact to transport herself to a universe without Power Rangers, she finds herself in a world with aliens, kaiju, and Godzilla, unquote. Their description of the plot continued, quote, hoping to annihilate this new foe, Rita hurls her own terrible creatures into battle. But she never expects that the Rangers have followed her to this alternate reality, pitting the Dinozords themselves head to head with the king of the monsters. Got Goldar right there as well, the Green Ranger. Let's see. Bunn shared his love for both series and teased that it will surprise readers. Quote, I am honored to bring two iconic franchises like Godzilla and Power Rangers together. I've been a massive Godzilla fan since before I could read, and my love for the King of Monsters has never faded in all those years. Unquote. And end quote. Likewise, I've always loved tokusatsu series, superheroics, and vividly remember watching the first episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers when it came out, unquote. He continued, quote, this is a crossover that I suspect will take readers by surprise, but it makes complete sense, unquote. Bunn added, quote, writing for these characters is a dream come true. For this giant monster loving kid at heart, and when readers pick up this book, I want them to feel the sense of awe and wonder that these characters have inspired for decades. Williams II went on to share his excitement about just how much is jam packed into the series. Quote, this will be the biggest, most stratocepheric crossover I've ever drawn. It's a combination of so many big genres: giant monsters versus mechs, martial arts versus science and magic, with lots of collateral destruction. Unquote. Quote, I've been watching Mighty Morphin Power Rangers episodes and Godzilla films to submerge my brain space and have been reminded how fantastic and charming these designs are and how much fun prior creators had with their designs, he stated. Um, I'm excited to contribute to the long legacies of these franchises. It's a pretty big claim given Williams II's work on He-Man, Thundercats, as well as Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle books. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Turtles in a Half Shell, Turtle Power. Right. The first issue of the miniseries will arrive sometime in March. It will feature multiple variant covers. Williams II will be doing both cover A and a retailer incentive edition. Cover B will be done by E.J. Sue. There will also be retailer incentive covers on each issue of the miniseries, and we'll connect to make a glorious panorama of kaiju and Zord conflict. Unquote. Williams II will be doing those retailer incentive covers as well. You're looking forward to Godzilla versus the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Does sound interesting. Anyways, I just abide. Yeah. Anyways, I'll be right back. Got to go off camera here for a moment. I'll be right back. All right. So, anyways, just to give you guys a heads up, we might go a little short tonight. You guys might be able to tell I'm not necessarily in the best of conditions right now, but I'm trucking through as best I can for you. So, anyways, all right. So here's the next article we're going to do here. After Netflix canned Cowboy Bebop, YouTuber The Critical Drinker provides the 5 steps to kill a television show. Article by John F. Trent, um, published earlier today. Now, as I understand it, The Critical Drinker, I believe, has been on both EVS's and Yellow Flash's streams before. So, see what he has to say here on his 5 steps to kill a TV show. See what he has to say about all this. Look at Daniela's fade there with the old talk to the hand pit. YouTuber The Critical Drinker recently provided the 5 steps Hollywood production studios take to kill a franchise following Netflix's recent cancellation of Cowboy Bebop after just one season. They didn't even go one season. They didn't even finish the first season before they decided it was trash. Hmm. While it appears Cowboy Bebop was the inspiration to list out these 5 steps, the Critical Drinker noted the steps also apply to other recent shows like Why the Last Man and Masters of the Universe Revelation. However, he specifically breaks down how Cowboy Bebop fits into the 5 steps. Excuse me one more time, got to go off camera here for a quick moment. I'll be right back. All right, now I'm back. Anyways, let's continue on with the article here. Let's see. All right. The 5 steps, which the drinker calls the drinker's 5 steps for franchise destruction, um, are choose a victim, totally bleep it up, do a Rianne Johnson, bite the dust, and not my fault. Oh boy, let's see what the drinker explains the 5 steps, saying step one, pick a really popular IP with a loyal fan base. Step two, update it for, in smaller quotes, modern audiences. Step three, antagonize the fan base prior to the release, a la Doggy Style Daniela with her little rant. Oh, I'm sorry that I'm not as nice looking as Faye Valentine, even though there's a picture out there of me on all fours looking like I'm having an orgasm, being spanked. I'm being spanked. Step 4, get canceled due to low ratings. Step 5, blame the fan base for steps 1 to 4. Yeah, that's just about right. Exactly what they did. Choose a victim. Pick a really popular IP with a loyal fan base. The YouTuber then went on to detail Netflix's live action Cowboy Bebop adaptation implemented. Went let's see. Oh, on to detail Netflix's live action Cowboy Bebop adaptation implemented the 5 steps. I think it's supposed to be how it implemented the 5 steps, but for step 1, he touts Cowboy Bebop's original anime series, stating, quote, Cowboy Bebop is seen as one of the most influential animes ever made, and it's got an extremely loyal fan base in both Eastern and Western markets, unquote. Quote, so if you're a greedy corporation looking to profit from someone else's work and milk an existing fan base for all it's worth, Cowboy Bebop is a natural choice, unquote. Yeah. Totally bleep it up, update it for, in smaller quotes, modern audiences. For step 2, he explains, quote, it wasn't until 2021 that the first teaser images were released, and well, it didn't look good. None of the actors looked much like their anime counterparts, least of all Daniela Pineda as Faye Valentine, doggy style Daniela. Quote, not only was she a completely different height and build of the character, but instead of the flamboyant and seductive outfits she wears in the anime, now she was decked out in a dull as bleep leather jacket and oversized shirt. Not exactly thrilling stuff, and fans were quick to pick up on it, unquote. He elaborated. Well, I mean, fact is that Faye was a femme fatale, and Daniela did not want to play her as a femme fatale because being a femme fatale is sexist, and we got to stop the male gaze. Um, so she cannot be a femme fatale because we cannot adhere to the male gaze. The drinker goes on to cite the show's lead costume designer, Jane Holland's comments about Valentine's outfits. Holland stated, quote, I do have to say, as a woman, I felt resistant to the idea of the lead female character being gratuitous or overtly sexualized. But that's her character, you dolt. That's Faye's character, you dolt. Spicy. All right, so let's see now. Quote, it's not about it not being revealing. It's not about any of that. It's actually got all of those elements. But my take on it is that it's designed by a woman and it was made by a lot of women and it's worn by a woman. So the same elements are there, but they have been manifested in a different way, unquote. Holland stated. Yeah, but you still don't get the point of the character. The character is a femme fatale. She's supposed to look sexy. Okay, that's actually how she can beat men is by you know taking advantage of that male gaze. Later in the video, he states, quote, basically it seemed like all the elements made the original so fun and entertaining were being stripped away to make it conform to modern Hollywood sensibilities. Uh, he uh, he states later in the video. Oh, I think they're talking about um, critical drinker. What his commentary here, and I agree. I think a lot of people, including myself, agree with him on that. They were stripping a lot of the elements away to conform to modern day Hollywood sensibilities. Quote, because obviously you can't produce anything today which goes against the message, unquote, he concluded. While the drinker doesn't mention it, the show would also turn Faye Valentine into a bisexual in the series. Sixth episode titled Binary Two Step, quote unquote. Yeah, yeah, well they apparently canceled it even before they got to that episode, I think, right? In that episode, Valentine is shown to have an implied okay, little typo there, implied sexual encounter with Netflix's original character, Mel. Dua Rian Johnson, or Ryan John, however you pronounce the guy's name, antagonized the fan base prior to release. Moving on to step 3, the drinker says, quote, clearly the Faye Valentine was a bit of a sore spot for fans, but ultimately it was just a minor aspect of the show, and it probably um, would have blown over if everyone had just kept their heads down and got on with their work, unquote. But of course, they can't do that. No, of course not. These elitist Hollywood ding dongs have to open their mouths. Let's see. Quote, clearly, Daniela Pineda had other ideas and decided to release a video where she gave her thoughts on the situation, unquote. He continued. And we've all, I think, seen that video at some point. Seen like a few people's coverage of that. And there's the clip of the video right there. Clip of Pineda doing just that is shown. Mm-hmm. If you recall, she stated, quote, I wanted to apologize to the fans that I did not anatomically match the Faye Valentine character. 6 foot, double D sized breast, 2-inch waist. That, being a little snarky, isn't she? This coming from a girl who on a previous movie was down on all fours with gaped jaw, looking like she was having an orgasm. It looked like if you go to the far right of the picture, you got an open hand coming close to her rear end, looking like she's about to be spanked or something like that. The actress continued, quote, they looked everywhere for that woman and they couldn't find her. It was kind of weird. So they just went with my short bleep. I know. Am I right? Unquote. The drinker shares his analysis. This really is one of those situations where you ought to have taken a step back, considered what you were about to do, and ask yourself honestly, quote, is this really going to help or will it just piss people off, pour gas on the fire and make me look like a total bleep hole? I think it makes her look like a total bleep hole. You know, she's showing how much of a Meredith Brooks she is. And in case you guys don't get the reference, Meredith Brooks was the singer who came out with the song. Well, it rhymes with witch. It means female dog. So, excuse me a moment. I got to go off camera here for a quick moment. I'll be right back. All right. So Faye is the same gender as Jonathan Kent. Cool. They do kind of look similar. Hmm. However, the critical drinker adds, quote, the funny thing is, I'm not entirely unsympathetic to Daniela's situation. First up, no amount of training is going to make you 6 inches taller and double the size of your chest. To be honest, they probably should have just cast someone else instead. And as cool as Faye looks in the anime, I think it's fair to say her costume isn't exactly practical. Unquote. Yeah, but it's not always meant to. Well, it depends upon what it's practical for. As we talked about, Faye's character in the anime is more of a femme fatale type character. She's using her womanly wiles to get an advantage on men. So being scantily clad actually helps her in that regard. Bite the dust. Get canceled due to low ratings. Moving on to step 4. The drinker notes, quote, after alienating a good portion of the fan base, it was no surprise that most of them didn't bother to tune in when the show finally released, unquote. Now, a little bit of a heads up for you guys, something I just read the other day too. Um, on New Year's night, Toonami is going to have the Cowboy Bebop marathon running. So you might want to, if you have Cartoon Network, Toonami, you might want to check that out. Anyway, I got to go off camera here one more time. I'll be right back. All right. So, anyways, getting back to the article here. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Quote. And for those who that did bother to watch it, nearly 60% of them had deserted it by the second episode. Netflix couldn't wait to pull the plug on this stinker. The YouTuber continued. Yep. I mean, that shows you how bad something is when it just totally bombs. Like right, pretty much almost 2 weeks into it. They didn't even get to that supposed episode of her, that binary two-step episode. So, I mean, and of course now nobody's gonna want to watch it because it got canceled. It's like why get in? As Micah Curtis is pointing out, why get into something if you know that it's gonna be gone? Quote, in just a few weeks after the release, it announced that Cowboy Bebop had been canceled. Unquote, he stated. Let's see. The drinker says nearly 60% of viewers stopped watching the show by the second episode. That isn't technically correct. According to Netflix's top 10 website, um, I may have been using hyperbole on that, but the week the show premiered, it was the sixth most popular show on the streaming service with 21.6 million hours viewed. In its second week, it would jump to the second most popular show with 36.95 million hours viewed. However, in its third week, the show had dropped to the ninth show in Netflix's top 10 list with only 15.2 million hours viewed. The decline from week 2 to week 3 is almost 60%. So it may have been by week 3 he meant. The show no longer appears on the Netflix's top 10 list for the week of December 6th to September 12th, this past Sunday. The 10th most popular show is Selling Sunset Season 4, which had 11.1 million hours viewed. That means Cowboy Bebop's hours viewed were at least below that. Not my fault. Blame the fan base. Uh-huh. And I know that a number of people, including Hero Hey, um, did videos on this one. So here we go. Finally, the drinker goes to the last step, where he points the show's script coordinator, Naomi Markman. He states, quote, as soon as the cancellation was announced, Markman immediately took to Twitter to have a complete meltdown about the situation, unquote. He goes on to point out one of the tweets Markman wrote, where she says, quote, not to rub it in your face, but as the individual who has read the Cowboy Bebop season 2 scripts more than anyone else in the world, bleep you're missing out. Well, I would say if 60% of the viewership tuned out by the third episode, I would have to say that I would disagree with that, and a lot of people have disagreed with that. Excuse me a moment. I gotta go off camera here again. I'll be right back. Alrighty then. He also cited Jet Black actor Mustafa Shakir's Instagram post. Shakir wrote on Instagram, quote, Netflix went balls to the wall for us in order to get it done. They really looked out for us when bleep hit the fan. But at the end of the day, business is business, and this was a big ship that needed a lot of fuel, unquote. Now I know Yellow Flash is more complimentary on this guy because this guy wasn't as like over the top. He didn't like sit there and have a meltdown over it being canceled. He was pretty reasonable about it. He added, maybe the haters. That was the only thing that I think Yellow Flash disagreed was the haters comment, but and the critics got us. Maybe it wasn't as good as we thought. All I know is we got this done under craziest conditions, and I'm proud of what we did. Thank you for dreaming with us. See you, Space Cowboys. Unquote. The drinker then states, quote, I guess that should be the big takeaway for all the creatives and executives behind the show. You basically killed it yourself before it even released because you did almost everything wrong, unquote. Quote, but probably your biggest mistake was, well, trying to make the thing in the first place, unquote. Yes, and again, a lot of people agree with him on that one. The drinker then chides Netflix and its executives and producers, explaining why the popularity of anime is on the rise and Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba outsells the entire American comic book industry. He says, quote, that reason is very simple. It's not made by people like you. It's constrained by the ridiculous puritanical rules that have basically neutered Western movie studios. It's not trying to pander to social activist groups that'll never even bother to watch it, no matter how much you try to court them. Quote, it's not trying to relentlessly push the message, unquote, on the smaller quote. It's just there to tell a good story with interesting characters, unquote, he concludes. What do you make of the drinkers' 5 steps to franchise destruction? What other franchises fit the pattern? Yeah, basically, I'd have to agree. He made some very good points there. Yeah, well, we got up to the hour mark at least, so that's good. Got 2 more anime stories to hit up on CBR. All right. All right, so here's the first of the 3 on here that we're going to look at. Bleach announces premiere window for anime's return. Bleach announces a premiere window for the series' animated return, which will adapt the manga's Thousand-Year Blood War arc. Article by Michael Lacerna, published 12 hours ago. Bleach will return to TV in October of 2022. As reported by Weekly Shonen Jump News, unofficial, a premiere date for the highly anticipated return of the Bleach anime has been announced. The new season of the series, now entitled Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, will adapt the chapters of Tite Kubo's manga that were published after the original TV series ended its broadcast run in 2012. A new trailer for the series is expected to be shown at this year's Jump Festa, which kicks off on December 18th, this Saturday. Bleach Thousand Year Blood War was originally announced in March 2020 at a presentation that detailed series creator Tite Kubo and publisher Shueisha's plans to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the original publication of the popular shonen series. In 2021, Kubo published a new chapter of the Bleach manga entitled No Breaths from Hell, which was also released as part of the celebration surrounding the series' big anniversary. While the chapter was originally promoted as a one-off, standalone story, fans of the series were delighted to discover that it was actually a prologue to a new adventure for Ichigo, as it set up a new conflict for the swordsman and his fellow soul reapers to tackle. Kubo and Shueisha have been tight-lipped about any possible continuations or sequel series since the chapter's publication. However, and while only anime announcements have been confirmed for Jump Festa, fans are hoping to hear more about the manga's future as well. Bleach, originally premiered in 2001, is one of the most popular shonen manga series in history, achieving a circulation of over 120 million copies around the world. During the anime and manga boom period of the early 2000s, the series was regarded as one of the manga franchises of the time, or one of the I'm sorry, as one of Weekly Shonen Jump's big three, a title given to the three most popular anime and manga franchises of the time, alongside Eiichiro Oda's One Piece, which is still ongoing, and Masashi Kishimoto's highly influential Naruto. The original manga came to an end in 2016. Though Kubo returned to its world in 2018 with the new series Burn the Witch, which is set in the same universe but features a different cast of characters. Bleach anime premiered in 2004 and ran for 366 episodes. The show was produced by Pierrot. The animation studio also created Naruto's anime adaptation, as well as Yu Yu Hakusho and a few others there. Yu Yu Hakusho, Flames of Recca, and concluded before it could fully adapt the entirety of Kubo's manga. Jump Festa is a yearly event hosted by publisher Shueisha to celebrate its weekly Shonen Jump manga magazine and all the series that have been published through it. This year's Bleach presentation will be live streamed throughout the official Shonen Jump YouTube channel and website, on December 18th at 6 p.m. Japan Standard Time, which would be our time. Let's see, 12 noon 12 noon here in California. Alrighty then. So there we go with that one. Yeah, we're just past the hour mark. That's good. All right, here's the next article we're going to go through. My Hero Academia sets season 6 premiere window. Head of the series Jump Festa presentation, My Hero Academia receives a premiere window for Superhero Anime's 6th season. Article by Michael Cerna, published 11 hours ago. Fans now have a better idea of when they can expect My Hero Academia's 6th season. According to Shonen Jump News, unofficial, the next season of My Hero Academia will make its um, debut sometime during fall 2022, premiering about a year after the conclusion of the show's 5th season, which aired the final episode last September. Popular shonen show confirmed a 6th season was in production immediately following the conclusion of the previous season, with a short teaser trailer and a poster image that hyped Izuku Deku Midoriya long-awaited face-off with a newly powered Tomura Shigaraki. Hmm. The next season of the anime will adapt the eventful Paramount Liberation War arc, which sees the world's pro heroes and the students of UA High School engaging in an all-out war with the Meta Liberation Army, a group of the world's most powerful supervillains. Much of season 5 focuses on the buildup of the conflict, with both Deku and Shigaraki honing and enhancing their powers. So anticipation for the long-awaited clash between the successors to One for All and All for One is high. I got to go off camera here for a quick moment. I'll be right back. rest of it. All right, so here we go with the next paragraph here. Kohei Horikoshi's original My Hero Academia manga, meanwhile, has moved beyond the Paranormal Liberation Army is, is rapidly setting up the series' long teased climax. After several twists, the manga recently revealed the identity of the traitor with UA High School and featured a jaw dropping battle between the series' central antagonists, all for one, and United States' top pro hero, Star and Stripe. While and while a final end date has yet to be announced, publisher Shueisha announced earlier this year that the manga had already entered its final act. The My Hero Academia manga may be ending soon, but the series remains as popular as ever. The franchise's third and latest movie, World Heroes Mission, shattered series records when it was released in Japan earlier this year, easily outperforming My Hero Academia's previous two movies, despite being released during a state of emergency due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The movie appears to have done well during its international theatrical release, as well as it became only the 11th anime movie in history to earn more than $10 million, 10 million US dollars at the American box office. Let's see. The series will get its own presentation at this year's Jump Festa, which kicks off in Chiba, Japan, um, on December 18th. A live stream of the event will be available through the official Shonen Jump YouTube channel and on the magazine's website. The My Hero Academia anime TV series is available for streaming through Netflix, Hulu, Crunchyroll, and Funimation. Horikoshi's manga series is distributed internationally by Viz Media. All right, so we have one more article to go through. I got to step away from the computer here for a moment. I'll be right back. All right, so this is going to be the last article for the last main article, and then I think we'll start to wrap up here um, after this. All right. Freak Angels debuts new art, Crunchyroll premiere date. Um, Crunchyroll unveils um, new art and a premiere date for its new animated adaptation of the 2011 steampunk webcomic Freak Angels, article by Michael Shana, published 7 hours ago. Okay. Gonna go off camera here one more time here. Be right back. Alrighty then. So let's continue with the article here. New Freak Angels art has been revealed alongside the show's final premiere date. Crunchyroll announced today that the animated adaptation of the 2011 steampunk webcomic will premiere exclusively on its streaming service on January 27th. The streaming company also revealed new key art for the show, um, which depicts the eponymous Freak Angels, a gang of young psychics who protect London's last remaining neighborhood of Whitechapel from the various threats that exist within the series. Um, Post-apocalyptic version of England. All 9 episodes of the series will be available for streaming on the show's premiere date. Crunchyroll's official synopsis for the series is as follows. Welcome to Whitechapel, last beacon of humanity. 6 years ago, the world, quote unquote, ended in a single apocalyptic event, trapping Great Britain behind a mysterious dome of purple energy. London's last neighborhood has persevered thanks to the protection of the Freak Angels, a small group of psychically powered 23-year-olds. Their fragile peace becomes threatened, however, when an exiled friend returns, exposing past conspiracies and new conflicts within their fractured makeshift family. Can Whitechapel survive? The new show features character designs by Hiroshi Shimizu, who also created the character designs for the futuristic boxing anime Megalobox. and previously worked as a key animator on numerous popular anime series, including Full Metal Alchemist, Samurai Champloo, and Satoshi Kon's Paranoia Agent. Osamu Matsuyama, who is best known for his work on the Made in Abyss anime series, and has also worked on several critically acclaimed animated movies, such as Your Name and The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, serves as Freak Angel's art director. Crunchyroll first announced the series in 2020. The first trailer for the show um, premiered at this year's New York Comic Con. The show is the latest original series to be produced by the anime streaming company. The company also produced the long delayed High Guardian Spice, and earlier this year released the swashbuckling fantasy series Fena Pirate Princess to a generally positive reception. The company is also producing Shenmue, an anime series based on the classic Sega video game franchise of the same name. Freak Angels was originally a webcomic that was published from 2008 to 2011. The series was an independently published work by Planetary and Transmetropolitan writer Warren Ellis, with art by the Firelight Isles' Paul Duffield. The series won the Eagle Award for Best Webcomic 2010 and 2012 and was highlighted by Rolling Stone magazine in its list of top 50 best non-superhero graphic novels and was collected into 6-volume print edition by Avatar Press. In 2020, over 60 women accused Ellis of sexual coercion and emotional abuse. Numerous companies cut ties with Ellis following the allegations. Netflix announced that the writer would not be on staff of future seasons of its Castlevania animated series, and a planned Batman comic by the author was canceled. Image Comics also announced that it would not publish Ellis and Ben Templesmith's Fell comic until Ellis made amends with the women who were subjected to his abuse. There we go with that. So, all right. So we're done with all that. All righty then. Alrighty then. Anybody else still here? I said we'll probably wrap up here pretty quick here. Hmm. All right. So, well, it would appear that I'm the only one here. I guess I will go ahead and wrap up. Um, so don't forget, tomorrow night is our weekly look at the historical comic retrospect. RJ will be filling in for Batgoat tomorrow night. I may have another announcement tomorrow night, depending upon what I decide between now and then, in regards to the rest of the year here. So tomorrow night, of course, when I have RJ on, we'll be covering the 13th issue of Feature Funnies from Quality Comics. Be looking at introducing you to Black X as well as the Clock. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start to wrap things up here. Today is Thursday, December 16th, 2021. So let's go ahead and take a look back at this day in niche history. And the first thing we're going to look at here, on this day in 2006, Don Hardin, known to most fans as the Spoiler, passed away at the age of 66. He was said to be the master of the claw, but also, he's the one who innovated the what most fans today know of as old school, as Undertaker's old school move, that arm twist, rope walk, chop. So he was the one who actually invented that move. So on this date back in 2006, Don Hardin passed away at the age of 66. And 2006 is just so nice that we're going to hit it twice. And also on this date in 2006, the Studio Pero's Bleach Memories of Nobody premiered on this date in 2006. This day in 2006, Bleach Memories of Nobody from Studio Pero debuted on this date in 2006. So there we go with that one. Oh, no, we got somebody back now. Now it's back up to 2 people. Alrighty then. Okay. All right. So with that, let's see. One more thing here. Let's see. So we did that. So now moving on to the next piece of each history here. So as on this date in 2015, which was 6 years ago today, the 30th and final issue of Batman 66 went on sale on this day. This was the book, of course, that was based on the 1966 Batman TV show, comic book. Was for $2.99 and 28 pages. That's the count. With that. And finally, last but not least, on this date in 2016, 5 years ago today, Justice League Action made its United States debut on this day and made its United States debut on Cartoon Network. On this day in in 2021. So, or on 2016. Sorry, my mind is going there. All right. So, anyways, thank you guys for being here tonight. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.